So you sort of gave it away in that tape piece, but how do you know all of these things about people around you?
So it started because we were at a popular place in California, and I hashtagged that place. And it had like 300,000 results. And we kept clicking refresh, 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 and every few minutes, a new post would pop up. So we found this girl, and we were just doing it for fun, and this girl literally a few feet away from us took a picture by the sunset, and she was there. She was still there. And we saw her, and we were looking at this thing going, wow, there's a lot of power in this. We could have some fun with this. So I do pranks for a living, so at first, you know, I thought it would be fun to just prank people this way and see if you go to a popular place, how many people we could find to do this. And so that's kind of how the whole thing started. And through that, we found out all this personal information about this person.
Did anyone get angry? Did anyone
I would think
get freaked out?
make people uncomfortable that if they have all this personal information about
or if
like,
they're sending out pictures of their kids or something like that, too. That could get pretty scary.
That's why Jack is here, because we often post things on social networks, and we don't think about the fact that it's not just your friends seeing it, it's not just your family, it's Jack. It's Jack's friends. And we, all of a sudden, people begin to learn things about you. If they want to, they can find out your medical problems. They can find out when you're on vacation. They can find out exactly when you get home at night. They can figure out where you pick up your laundry.
I have a pretty scary story like this.
I find it terrifying. I mean, terrifying.
The first time I realized that this was a problem, I had broken down at the side of the road, and I tweeted, I said, broke down at the side of the road, flat tire, and I did a hashtag Indiana Toll Road. So all of a sudden, I get all these tweets about red SUV at the side of the road. Dr. Rachel, I'm rushing to, I just saw you, I'm gonna make a turnaround. So then I started to think about it, and that could have been a situation where someone could have said, I'm stuck at the side of the road, I can come and I can rob her or anything. That's the first time I realized.
Has that changed? Because you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've noticed that people who use social media, some people use it more to just post general things. Hey, read this interesting article.
Yeah, right.
Other people like yourself will say, hey, I'm stuck on the side of the road. Yeah, Jim, I've seen you do things like, hey, I'm
at the ATM right now. Here's my PIN.
So the lessons, there's 5 major lessons we should learn from this, because in the end, you do have the ability to protect this information, do you not?
You do somewhat, but I mean, anytime you get the information out there, I mean, you would be shocked at how many people we found who had their settings set to private, and we still found personal information about them, medical information, in fact, because it starts this whole chain of events where now you're clicking on their friends and other postings, and there's this weird way that you can always kind of circle around back to that person, even if it's set to private.
I have to say, Jack, you know, I have 2 teenagers.
Oh, man.
My heart is pounding right now. And you know, I've been trying to teach them for years now about how to be safe and savvy, and I think they're doing a good job, and I do kind of watch it and supervise it as much as I can. But you know, we all have a saying in medicine: it only has to happen once. So like, what do you know? One crazy person or one bad person out there who for some reason, you know, zones in on a kid's tweet or Instagram or text, and you know, what do you do? I mean,
see, yeah, I don't know what you do, but here's the thing. I didn't realize any of this until halfway going through this experiment, you know, and it was kind of even a wake-up call for me, because it was all fun and games at the beginning. It was funny. I pretend to be a psychic and whatever, and so there's some dangers.
But there is something you can do. And we made up a list. 5 things you should never share on social media. 1, your address and phone number. 2, photos of your kids. 3, company information. 4, social plans. And 5, personal conversations. And I say this even more so for anyone who feels vulnerable. Never send out where you're at right then and there if you're in any way, shape, or form worried that someone could use that against you. Just wait till 2 days later and be like, hey, 2 days ago, I was alone on this beach. And then there's nothing that you can use against you. Thank you for providing this information on it.
Great stuff.